What's going on, everybody? All right, so we've got two of my, I guess you want to call worm drive saws here. I bought both of these with my own money. I've had this one for years. This tool itself came out in 2017, late 2017. Flexvolt's been out since 2016, but I bought not this exact tool because my other one kind of disappeared from a job site. I had a subcontractor probably take it off the job site. Can't prove anything, but I bought this one right afterwards. I know I needed it. It's fantastic. For what it was at the time, I think 2019-ish or so, which is not too long ago, when I knew I needed another one. So got it. Fantastic. I had this Makita GSR-01 here. This one I bought because I needed the batteries. I am heavily invested in Makita 40-volt, and Acme Tools is giving away 2 free 4 amp hour batteries with this toolkit. I bought it, so now we're going to test it out. I'm going to see how they compare. I'm not getting rid of either of these saws. If one does better than the other one, it doesn't matter. I've got a kind of a, I've kind of built my business with this saw, and I'm not gonna get rid of it. It's part of my inventory. It's one of like only 2 Dewalt tools I actually own now, and I absolutely, it's fantastic. Still works fantastic. There's some things I like about it, but we're gonna go over everything here. So these 2 saws, why do you need them? I mean, they get the weight, they get the rear handles. I like the blade left on both of these. They cut great. They power right through. They're for ripping, straight up. Not a precision saw. You're not gonna touch dust extraction or anything like that to these. You're gonna rip. This is what we have here, a Vantech subflooring right here. We're gonna rip into it. I'll cut a couple pieces out. Some beams. Not the greatest for cross cutting, just because of the weight. You want like a regular circular saw where it has the over handle for them. But these 2 saws. Actually, I haven't even used the Makita yet, actually. You guys probably tell from the up close viewing here, it's brand new. I haven't even used it. But the DeWalt rear handle here, I mean, I use it for cross-cutting, but it's for ripping. It's for cutting stuff into subfloors. It's for doing long cuts, and they excel at that, very powerful. And before you're thinking, I know Milwaukee makes one, I know Flex makes one, and there's a lot of other ones. I had 2 Milwaukee ones, and I sold both of them because they're underpowered. As opposed to the Dewalt. I did get them on special. They are cheap. They are cheaper than both of these saws. Milwaukee's are, and they get the job done, but they are definitely not up to the task as far as heavy use. Milwaukee does a great job with 18 volt motors. They're just not. I mean, you got way more voltage for these motors, and it shows. So, all right. So, a couple of specs here. The Dewalt, it's got a 2 7/16 depth of cut at 90 degrees. That's going to be less than the 2 9/16 depth of cut for the Makita, and just keep that in mind. The Makita is straight up like half a decade newer, almost more than that. This saw came out in late 2022 for us here in America. Makita, they had their original 36 volt tool out before this DeWalt tool hit the market, so they had some time to redo their stuff, kind of look at what they've done, look at everybody else too. So I expect the Makita to be better than the DeWalt because the DeWalt's just been on the market for longer, and Makita's had time to advance their technology, see what needs to be done, etc., etc. But the Dewalt itself is 13 pounds 11 ounces, and the Makita is 11 pounds and some ounces after that. So, and these both come with batteries. This is a 4 amp hour battery for the Makita, and this is a Flexvolt 9 amp hour, but it's really a 3 amp hour at 60 volts, which is 54 volts. So it's a 3 amp hour battery for this tool and a 4 amp hour battery from Makita. So we got to keep that in mind. I do have some blades here. We are going to put new blades on both of these, so we have a even playing field. I just want to see exactly how these things run, and basically just I just want to test it out a little bit. So both of them are fantastic. Obviously the Makita is a little lighter, and it's noticeably lighter. It's noticeably lighter, and it's also noticeably lighter than the 36 volt as well. I think they said it's about like a 4 amp hour battery lighter. So you can have this entire tool here basically weighs as much as the bare tool of the 36 volt version. So I'll put up some other specs here on the screen here if there's anything else that's worth noting here. But these tools are fantastic. I mean, they're just, you're gonna love a rear handle saw, I guarantee you. I haven't even used a Makita. I've used a 36 volt, obviously I've owned it, but this is not gonna be anything less than that for sure. So let's get into some rip cuts. Let's get some cut footage here. I'm gonna kind of go through it a little bit, and we'll see how everything stacks up. All right, up close and personal real quick. I like how the batteries for both of these tools are fantastic. They did take I think they both thought this thing out real quick. Obviously, up front battery, single battery. That's what I like about this. Not dual batteries, single battery up top. I can see the fuel gauge right there. It's fantastic. So you got onboard tool storage right here as well. Easy lever. I mean, it's just nice. Now, let's go through. So it's got, the Dewalt's got a really nice brake. So really nice brake. Now, the Makita, I noticed when I did this first, it does not have as nice a brake. So yeah, the Dewalt has a better electric brake, but well, I mean, that's just a little bit of safety. It's just something to note as well. Now, you do have the onboard tool storage for the Makita right here. You get the battery up front, easy to see. They thought this out. Obviously, I think Makita definitely, it's nice. So you got all, you know, fully charged batteries here for some testing. We're going to swap out the blades so we know, but you know, easy bevel adjustment. You get the thin grip up top. You have a thicker grip on the Dewalt itself, but I mean, I like both. I mean, if I was going to choose one or the other, I like the Dewalt. It's got a little bigger hand, so it's nice to hold, but you know, they both serve a purpose for sure. So both of these tools, I mean, like, you know, they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. These are fantastic, ergonomically very nice. So let's get to cutting. All right, we got both blades on. Let's get to cutting. Two sheets of Advantech. All right, 4 sheets, Advantech OSB, 23-30 seconds. All right, it's a piece of treated wood, see how it goes. All right, that concludes my little testing here. Both saws performed great. I mean, we only went down, I think, 2 bars. Yeah, 2 bars on the Makita. One probably, yeah, we're still at 3 bars on the Flexvolt. But from the video, you guys can tell, one thing that stood out mostly to me is the Dewalt is more powerful. That's, you can hear probably, you know, the motor like winding down less, for especially with the deeper cuts too. So yeah, the Dewalt is definitely hands down more powerful. Now, I would only notice that because I'm doing one right after the other back to back. Honestly, I didn't even expect that. But I will say, the Makita, you guys, it's It's super smooth, like so much less vibration. I feel like it glides a little better. There's just less vibration, less, I would say, wear and tear on the actual user, the actual tool holder themselves. Super smooth. I would definitely, I mean, if I'm doing it all day, all the cuts, I would still probably take the Makita just because, man, the Dewalt is very powerful, but there is some vibration. You can definitely, you know, if we're doing cars, this is definitely a, you know, a Lamborghini, very refined, very precise, and this is your muscle car. Maybe it has more horsepower for sure, but man, it vibrates, and it's definitely louder too. Makita is definitely quieter. The Dewalt is definitely louder, but those are my two big takeaways from this test. Both tools are fantastic. Both have the rafter hooks like you would expect. I mean, you're not going to go wrong with either tool. If you're in the 40-volt Makita line, there's no reason to buy the Dewalt. Just buy the Makita. You can put, you know, they make bigger batteries if you want to. I tested them as they came with kits, so 4 amp hour and the 3 amp hour Flexvolt or 9 amp hour 20 volt, whatever you want to call that battery. But these are as they come in kits. Very nice, very easy to use, both of them. I've got nothing really bad to say. I mean, the Dewalt's noisier, it's louder, it's got more vibration, but it does have that power. And there's a reason why I kept it, and that's the reason why I definitely sold my Milwaukee M18 rear handle saws, because the Dewalt just has more power, period. And, you know, it's a 54, you know, technically it's a 60 volt tool, but it's 54 volt tool as opposed to a 36 volt tool. I mean, it's a 40 volt, but only when it's not being, the trigger's not being pulled. It's 40 volts, and then now it's 36. So that's how that works. But both tools are fantastic. You cannot go wrong with either tool if you have either one. Now, if you don't have either one and you're looking, you know, you gotta look at, there's a bunch of brands that I wouldn't say, you know, go with if you have all Milwaukee tools, just go with Milwaukee's rear handle because it does the job. You're not going to want to buy into a brand just for one of these saws because, and to me, that's not worth it. These are fantastic tools, and I absolutely love them because, you know, we're doing framing and everything. And I mean, this tool has already paid for itself time and time again. I'm not going to sell either one of these. I'm keeping both of them because having two is better than one, because having one, if one breaks down, you're going to need something else. So having two is fantastic. I already have both battery lines, obviously. I would highly recommend you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the channel support. We'll see you in the next one.